Oh, well, hey, I didn't notice you there. That's a lie. I obviously did. I hit start recording button. How you guys doing? Welcome to some more old school RuneScape. We've got a lot of juicy things to talk about. Something I'm really excited to talk about that I've been waiting for Jagex to post or, give us any inside look at, and they finally did a couple days ago. Actually, it was a day or two ago, but thankfully I waited because there's been a few updates to the blog post. As you guys probably know from the title of the video, if I didn't clickbait it, just kidding. I don't try to clickbait them. I'm just good at it, I guess. We have combat achievements finally. The poll blog is coming, the poll booth for, to cast your votes is coming next week sometime. But in the meantime, we have a little bit of a rundown to kind of go over while I chop. I'm woodcutting in the Trailblazer, not for any particular reason. I need yew logs for birdhouses, and, it's pretty dang easy to just kind of chill here and AFK, so that's what I'm going to do. I can also, thanks to you guys, I learned fletching the logs rather, into bows and selling them for money is perfect. But let's get into the main topic of the video, combat achievements. So we're going to skip past the introduction here because it's talking about some updated things that we will go over when we get to them. Let's first of all get what are combat achievements? What is this? What is Jagex going on about? So similar to the achievement diaries, which I will actually go back here really quickly. Achievement diaries are things that you can do around RuneScape that are difficult, and they're layered in ranking from easy, medium, hard, and elite. Just from anything to like completing certain quests or making certain items. This is going to be purely combat related. Sets of tasks, mainly around bossing and doing different things in like certain ways for certain bosses. So going outside, thinking outside the box, technically think of it like that. A new system that will complement our current gameplay, offering new challenges for those skilled enough to complete them, defeating various bosses through Gillianor in dozens of different ways, completing tasks of varying difficulty, progressing through different tiers. So also, if you notice, if you played the Twisted League, this interface right here is very, very similar to that. The icons are straight out of the Twisted League. It's a very clean design. I'm glad Jagex went with that. It looks perfect. So here's the different tiers. Unlike the achievement diaries, the combat achievements are going to have easy, medium, hard, elite, and then 2 extra tiers, master and grandmaster. And they say down here that the additional tiers are going to allow them to be more flexible with their tasks, so they can have a greater range, I suppose, of difficulty. So lower tiers are designed to help introduce new and less experienced players into PVM activities, and I'm thinking Jagex, you're too generous, because if the lower tiers are designed to help introduce new players, easy, look at this, base 60 combat stats, so that's dragon weaponry. When I was a new player in RuneScape, 60 combat stats were a pipe dream. Dragon Slayer, it's like one of the hardest quests in the game, bro. Medium, Monkey Madness 2 for medium? That's the worst quest in the game. What are you talking about, Jagex? Monkey Madness 2 medium? And then hard, Dragon Slayer 2 elite, Song of the Elves. It just seems a little not correctly balanced, I guess. It doesn't seem master rating experience. That makes sense. 95 Slayer, Grandmaster, beautiful. But medium? Monkey Madness 2. Kappa. So if we look right here, this is actually one of the things that was taken to Twitter by many of you. I'm not going to name names. Whiners from the PvP community. Basically, this was limiting a lot of limited accounts, like One Defense Pure, stuff like that. All the PvPers that make their accounts all wonky for literally no reason, and then complain when they're locked out of content because they locked their accounts on their own. Anyway, Jagex is thinking, with this in mind, they'd like to propose that the account builds with limited defense levels would be able to fully complete everything up to at least the hard tier of combat achievements, if they're good enough. So basically, either GG or, make a regular account like everybody else. Alright, I'm just joshing. Let's go back here. Here's another quick little screen cap, which is also a gorgeous, gorgeous UI interface here, also straight out of the Twisted League. Here's kind of a rundown of certain tasks. Like, here's an easy one. So the bronze helmet means easy, if you're familiar with the Twisted League. Kill the giant mole once. A medium task, killing the Chaos Elemental. Again, it's going to be Hardcore Ironman rejoice because it's a lot of wilderness content. I know. A hard task, killing the Calphite Queen, and then it switches over back to easy, killing 10 giant moles, killing 10, so on and so forth. Most tasks will rely on your ability to complete them alone. But there are some exceptions to this, especially with the content itself designed specifically for groups such as raiding, the Nightmare of Ashishama. Now, this is what was also kind of confusing. There are kill count tasks, like for example, kill 10 giant mole. Now, a lot of players were like, okay, what if I've already done that, right? What if I've already spent hours killing the giant mole? I've killed hundreds. Is this going to already be unlocked? And it sounds like any previously earned kill count will carry over and count towards your task completion. So, if you've already done all of this, it sounds like they're going to automatically be unlocked, which sounds potentially interesting. Now, obviously my main account is a hardcore Ironman, so I haven't done a whole ton amount or a huge amount of bossing per se. Although this could be beneficial for players that have. There are speed tasks, like I think there's an example later on of completing like a Barrows run in under like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. So speed tasks are going to all be on your own. Now raid tasks, they will be varying group sizes for both Chambers of Xeric and Theater of Blood, obviously, and the Nightmare. So you can do some of these with groups, which might make things easier. I don't know, maybe if you get a bad team, maybe not. Here's another quick little clean whip of the Combat Achievement Boss Overview. Kind of gives you a rundown of the boss. Now, this is a thing kind of out of the Trailblazer League. It gives you an overview of the boss, its max hit, attack styles, and what it's immune to, the combat level, how many you've killed, and your personal best. Very nice. I like that a lot. I like seeing the... I just like seeing it all in one spot like that. You know, it's beautiful. I've always been a huge fan of achievements. I've always liked achievements. I think I've gone over this a little bit in detail before, but like I've always loved getting achievements on like Xbox, trophies, all of that from the PlayStation. I just like seeing the things unlock, you know. I'm very OCD, and I like doing things and completing tasks, so I enjoy seeing these lists, you know. I don't know if that's weird. Maybe it's weird. Shut up. Anyway, here's kind of a rundown of like some easy tasks. So for kill count, killing Obor 5 times. That's tricky in itself just to get a key. Killing 50 giant mole, and that's going to be like a medium or hard task, and then probably a master grandmaster. Completing 250 Chambers of Xeric. That's crazy. Okay, so here's what I was talking about earlier. Here's some examples of speed tasks. So killing a boss within a certain amount of time, obviously. Killing the grotesque guardians within less than 1 minute and 30 seconds. Killing Vorkat in less than 1 minute, 10 seconds. Some of those, I mean, I'm not very familiar with bossing, so I couldn't tell you if that sounds hard or not. Killing Zulrah in less than 50 seconds, though, I'll tell you this, I've killed Zulrah 1 time on my hardcore, and it took a lot longer than 50 seconds. Restricted items. Now, this is interesting. Completing the task without ever using a certain item. I'm thinking about the systems that Jagex has in place, because this sounds like it would be hard to pull off technically. You know, how is the game going to know you successfully cleared the whole fight caves without ever using a ranged weapon? Successfully clearing the Theater of Blood without ever using a Scythe of Vitur? Killing Callisto without using Varix? That's interesting. I like that concept. It adds a whole other layer of challenge to the game. Specific items, completing the task only using a specific item, like for example, killing General Graudor with Mage only. Killing Giant Mole with full Darox, obviously that's going to be an easier task, because I think that's how you're meant to kill Giant Mole regardless. Killing Venenatus with a magic short bow. That sounds tricky. No damage? Killing a boss without taking any damage from certain NPCs or specific things in the encounter. For example, killing Zulrah with taking no damage from the Venom Clouds. Not Zulrah itself, just the little venom that he farts out, you know? Or killing Commander Ziliana without taking any damage just in general. Then there's area restriction / stamina. Killing a boss a certain amount of times without ever leaving. For example, killing General Graudor 15 times without leaving the room. So you have to get good, man. Like, killing a boss, you're going to have to plan ahead. They get 15 kill count. I know for some that's like nothing. That's like they do that every day. But that sounds rough to me. I can barely do like 2 to 3 Barrows chests without having to bank. I can't imagine God Wars dungeon bosses, you know, let alone that. So, but I'm bad, so what are you going to do? So now that we've talked about kind of what they are, let's get into the more juicy part of the update, the rewards. So, for whenever you complete like an achievement diary set, you get an XP lamp, and then you'll get like an item that will benefit you in one way. For example, when you're completing the Ardoon achievement diaries, you get the RD Cape, which is very beneficial for new players, especially with the Monastery Teleport and the Prayer bonus, so on and so forth. So, some of the rewards you'll get for completing each tier of these combat diaries is an XP lamp, similar to the achievement diaries. 5k for easy, 10k for medium, 15k for hard, 25k for elite, 35k for master, and 50k for grandmaster. And don't forget, you have to be a certain level to be able to use those lamps in each tier. That's very standard. It's exactly the same way in the achievement diaries, just obviously there's 2 extra tiers in this set. Here's where it gets interesting. Increased clue scroll drop rate. What do you think about that? I don't know how I feel about that. I know most players probably won't bother, but to me it seems like clue scrolls are such an enigma in it itself, and the whole allure of clue scrolls is the difficulty of getting the drop rate. Now, don't get me wrong, completing these diaries in general sounds difficult, so it's not like it's going to be everybody has this, and it's only 5%. So completing the easy tier, medium tier, hard tier, and elite tier will give you a 5% increased drop chance for easy clues, medium clues, hard clues, and elite clues respectively. So it's only 5%, not that big, but 5%, I mean, that's still more than other people that don't have it done, you know? That's interesting to me, that they would alter the drop rates like that, and how that's going to even work, essentially. But maybe you'll notice it, maybe you won't even notice the difference, who knows? The next thing they're proposing is like a boss upgrade. I think this is kind of piggybacking off of the boss slayer that didn't pass earlier this year. So, for the easy tier you complete, you get a +2 to maximum bosses assigned. So if you have the boss slayer task unlocked, you can, like say you get a Jad task, you can unlock right now a maximum of 35 Jads in a row for Slayer. This is proposing to up that percentage. So if you complete the easy tier, you can have a +2 maximum bosses assigned, medium +4, and it goes up by 2 every so often. Master tier +11, Grandmaster tier +50 maximum bosses assigned. Like I said, I've never done much bossing per se, so I don't know if that's good. It's probably great. It sounds like a lot of bosses, I guess, if extra Slayer. And then in the addition, this is also new, they just added this because they were like, okay, what about Jad and Zuck? So if you complete the Master tier, you get 1 extra maximum to your Jad. Grandmaster tier adds 2 maximum to Mr. Zuck and Jad. Oh, and so does Master tier. Okay, I thought it was just Jad. Sweet. So there's that. And then the even juicier thing, now this is what I really am interested in. I love cosmetics, right? This new Slayer helm designs. Spruce up your Slayer look with a new Slayer helmet design for the highest achievement tiers. I hate that it's the highest tiers, because it means I'm probably not going to get it ever. But if you complete the elite tier, you can get a Jad Slayer helmet. That sounds freaking lit. I would love that. I bet it would look all fiery like the fire cape, you know. Ooh, I can just picture it. Jagex unfortunately didn't give us any examples, but the master tier, a Verzik Vatour Slayer helmet, I think that's the big fat bloat lady from Theater of Blood. Like I said, I have no idea. And then Grandmaster, you get a Zuck Slayer helmet transmog. I just realized I wasn't on the thing. Sorry about that. But don't worry, there's no pictures. There's no pretty pictures of the Slayer helmets, unfortunately. But that's what that sounds so awesome. I can only begin to imagine how dope a Fire Cape-esque Slayer helmet would look. I can't even imagine. So that is that, and that would be oof, just chef's kiss, Jagex. Mwah. Alright, rolling down here quickly. There's another thing that I think might be a little bit controversial is the accuracy-based offhand weapon. So I think this is the first time, I don't know how it is in the live game with RuneScape 3 or whatever, but I think this is the first time you can actually hold something in your offhand besides a shield. It's going to be like a blade type thing, I'm thinking, that increases melee accuracy. So you're going to hit more often. You're not going to be hitting as many zeros. You're not going to hit stronger per se, but you're going to be, you're not going to be missing. You're not going to be whiffing on those strikes. So an easy tier will give you the, instead of giving like a separate thing for each tier, it's going to give you the same thing, just better. So per tier, the stab bonus, slash, and crush attack bonus goes up by about 5 or 10, it looks like. So if you have a +40 to stab, slash, and crush attack accuracy, you're going to be like unstoppable, bro. Sure, you're not going to have the defensive bonuses of a shield or say a defender, but they're gonna be dead before they even have a chance to attack you because you're never gonna freaking miss. God Wars Dungeon. Teleport locations. The God Wars Dungeon is a very populated place. They're offering daily teleports. Daily teleports to the God Wars Dungeon. Easy tier, medium tier, and then unlimited for the hard, elite, and master grandmaster tiers. I think that was a big deal because people are like, oh, well now everything's going to be flooded all the time. So Jagex is like, say less. We'll offer you a instance. You can now get instances in the God Wars dungeon for your own personal God Wars dungeon slaying. If you want a reduced kill count, you can complete the hard tier, and the follower for killing the minions to get into the rooms for bosses is reduced by 2, 4, 7, and 10 for each tier respectively. Now, previously you had to pay a ton of money, and you had to sacrifice an economical key. But they changed that because people were like, yo, that's way too expensive, and hardcore Ironmen are basically effed. So they're like, fine, if you have 150k and the required minion kill count, you can have a private instance in the boss chambers. Elite tier goes down a little bit in price. You still need the required minion kill count no matter what. Alternatively, if you want to get an economical key and not get kill count, you can. So then you can still do that. So Jagex kind of found a way to incorporate both of their ideas because, they're like, we already came up with it and we know more than you guys do, so nothing personnel. And the last reward I want to talk about is the Dragon Hunter Crossbow redesign. So they're offering. I just realized that the Dragon Hunter Crossbow literally looks like a dragon. I never noticed that, one, because I never had one, but I never looked up at it close enough. They're offering for the hard tier, if you combine a King Black Dragon head, you can have a King Black Dragon Hunter Crossbow, which looks sick, and then the Vorkath one with the Elite, which kind of looks a little tacky, if I'm being honest, but the KBD one, man, that one's sick. I like that a lot. I almost like the original the most, though, but that's just me. So that would be interesting, I suppose. What do you think about the Dragon Hunter Crossbow redesigns? Could be cool. Then they talk a little bit about the future. What if they add new bosses? What if they add new content? How will they adjust that accordingly? And they're basically saying, no spoilers. We're not going to release this until we know for sure. And then obviously we'll be mindful to changes that content could make previously challenging tasks easier. So, for example, if they add new equipment that makes things easier or anything like that, they're going to be mindful. They're Jagex. They know what they're doing for the most part. And then the last thing I want to talk about, I know I've been rambling like crazy, is a new challenge, a brand new challenge that they're wanting to add alongside these combat achievements. And it is a new thing, obviously, in the fight arenas area. They give you a little bit of a backstory here, following failed experience of the Tsar. Inside the inner city of Mor Ulruk, players will find, which, by the way, is the place I think you have to sacrifice your fire cape to get into. He will allow you to take on this new challenge. There are 6 in total, with each seeing the player fight a number of Jads. Adventurers must complete the previous challenge to unlock the next. The first 2 challenges are open to anyone who can access the inner city, so you have to sacrifice your fire cape. But the final 4 require completion of the Inferno. So if you thought the Inferno was the hardest part of this game, they're upping it, because why not? They also did say that they were talking about the Grandmaster tier of these combat achievements is going to be more difficult than like the Inferno in general. So, the game is going to get harder. Wooks, we need you now more than ever. This new challenge they're offering, though, listen to this. You know the final room of the not the final room, the final room before Zuck in the Inferno, how you have to fight like 3 Jads at a time? This one, you gotta fight 6. What? 6 Jads? Come on! Can you not think of anything new? Why is it just... It's just the same thing. Okay. Fight caves, right? 1 Jad. Inferno, 3 Jads. Screw it! Give them 6. The upside, though, is if you do win, you get this sweet Zuck Transmorg pet. Which, first I have to complete the Inferno on my hardcore, and then I'll do that. But first, I have to complete the fight caves to get a fire cape. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys learned something. There's a lot of juicy content. I think this stuff is gonna pass. I don't see why it wouldn't. It seems pretty freaking dope. I'm excited about all the content. I love the idea. Hopefully, it's well executed. I know, knowing Jagex, I'm sure it will be. What do you guys think? Let me know. I got lots to do. Gonna be pumping out Trailblazer content as much as I can. There's a new quest I want to try to do on my Hardcore Iron Man, show you guys some of that stuff on the main game. Lots of new stuff. Look forward to it. Thank you guys for all the support. We're at 269 subscribers right now, so nice. But also, thank you for all the support. Once we hit 300, the milestone right now is to do something dangerous on my hardcore Iron Man. Not sure what just yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a freaking dope. But until then, boys and girls, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for all the support. I love you guys so much. And until next time, bye!